Today I'm going to show you how to build a super strong drawers with no nails and no screws, and super easy. It only takes a couple of minutes to make a drawer. Hey you guys, I'm so excited. Today I'm going to show you how to make a very strong and very easy to make a drawer. This drawer is not glued up yet. I am working on these drawers because I am building a vanity for my youngest daughter. There's the vanity. It is humongous, 60 inches on width and on length, I guess, whatever you want to call it. And it's going to have one big drawer over here. This part is going to be glass. Let me bring you in closer. Now I'm making these drawers because I'm building this vanity for my daughter, and it's going to have one long drawer over here and then a bunch of drawers on each side. As you can see, some on that side, some on that side, and then it's going to have a mirror, not a mirror, a piece of glass that comes here in the middle. And this thing, it's all rabbited, and then the glass you will see into this drawer that is over here. Then she's going to have a giant mirror here. The vanity is not done yet. I just put a coat of primer on it, so it's not painted yet. But it is time to make the drawers, and I figure I will share with you my favorite way to make drawers. Very strong drawers, almost as strong as dovetails. Super easy to make, and I'm using 1/2 inch material for this. Now to make this drawer you need to have 1/2 inch material. You have to make sure it's exactly 1/2 inch. If you have undersized plywood like this is not exactly 1/2 inch, it's a little bit less. The joint will still work. It will just be a little bit more, not so friction fit, a little bit more sloppy joint like I did right here. This method, it's called quarter, and that is because it's assuming you're using 1/2 inch material, which is usually used for drawers. But if you want to make the same joint with 3/4 inch material, then you will use the setup with a half of the thickness of that. So instead of quarter, as I will show you how to set it up, you will be using 3/8, because 3/8 is a half of 3/4. So you'll be using 3/8, 3/8, 3/8. But for this one that I'm making, we are going to use a 1/2 inch material. So we'll use the quarter method. Now I already cut my pieces to size. These are going to be my sides of the drawer, and this is going to be my front and back. So to measure this, I just measured how deep was my drawer, and I make sure I counted for the drawer front. I'm going to put a 3/4 inch poplar as a drawer front, and then make sure that the back does not hit the back of the cabinet. I left some room in there. Now to measure the front and back, what I did, I measured the opening of my cabinet and I subtracted 1.5 inches. 1 inch is for the drawer slides. I'm using these drawer slides, and these are 1/2 inch thick, so together they make 1 inch. They are self-closing, and they work really well. They're very cheap. They're about $9 a piece. So 1 inch, and then another 1/2 inch that the sides will be sticking out. You will see it when the drawer is already done. It will be easier for you to see. So I have the pieces cut to size. And I have the bottom. I'm going to use a 1/2 inch plywood for the bottom. Now let's see how I set up my table saw. Now I'm going to use this tiny table saw. This one is a Skill table saw. I'm going to use this tiny table saw. It's not a great saw. I do not recommend it. But this is what I'm using because I'm too lazy to change my blade on my big saw into a dado stack blade. So I put a 1/4 inch dado stack in here, which is just the 2 blades that are the outer part of your stack. So 2 blades in there made a 1/4 inch. So to set up my table saw blade, I set it up to exactly 1/4 inch height, and then exactly 1/4 inch away from the fence. So that is our setup, and the setup will not change. We'll cut the sides, we'll cut the front and the back and the bottom panel all with this setup. Everything is locked in place, and I do not need to change anything. So let's see how we cut these pieces. Now I'm going to start with my sides because these are going to be the easiest ones to cut. To cut my sides, what I will do is I will use a miter gauge So I'm going to use a miter gauge just like this, and then I am going to cut a dado on each end of my sides. So I'm going to run this each end like this, cut a dado on this side, flip it this other way, cut a dado on this other side. Then I'm going to remove the miter gauge, and I am going to run the plank of wood like this to cut the groove that will keep the bottom in, the bottom panel. So let me do this, and then we'll move into the front and back. So here is what we have so far. We have the dados on each end of our side pieces, and we have the groove that will accept the bottom panel. As you can see, the dado, it's a 1/4 inch from the end, and it's a 1/4 inch wide and deep. So dados and the bottom groove is made on the same side of the board when it comes to the side pieces. Now for the front and the back, we're gonna do this a little bit different. We're gonna cut rabbets on the edge of our boards. So when I will run this through the table saw, I'll be running it like this on the blade. So I will do both sides like this, and this will create a rabbet, a 1/4 inch rabbet on each end. And then when I will put the groove for the bottom panel, I'll be making the groove on the back side of the rabbet. So not the same side that we made the rabbets, we'll put it on the opposite side, the groove for the panel. When you're running narrow pieces like this through the table saw, it's best practice to use a different board, kind of push it through, so that way it doesn't wobble side to side. So you can use a bigger, wider panel behind it and then push it like this. I'm just going to hold it and pull it through. I'm pretty confident I can make this cut. Be careful though, when you do it, choose the safest method. So again, I'll be running the boards like this on end to create a rabbet, and then on the opposite side, I'll put the groove for the back panel. Let's make this cut. Now, as you can see here, when I milled my material, it was probably not exactly a 1/2 inch. I got these fuzzies in here, so I'm going to sand those down. And then let me show you. So I'm gonna use a sanding block just to kind of knock those things down. Okay, so the front and back, one side you get the groove for the bottom panel, and then the other side had the rabbet. So you see how they are on the opposite side. One part has the groove, one has the rabbets. Where our sides, where did I put them? For our sides, the dados and the groove, it's all on the same side. The other side, it's all clean, no cuts in it. Let's see how this fits together. So let's see how this fits together now. We have our sides. I want to make sure I put the groove down because that's where our bottom panel will fit. And then we'll cut that one too because we have not cut our bottom panel yet. And then the sides are going to go in like this. If we did it right, it should fit perfectly, you see? A very nice connection there. We'll do the same on this side. And then this one goes in here. There you go. And the benefits of making the drawer this way, it's because we have this nice, let me see if I can zoom you in here. Because of this nice connection here, so this is the front of the drawer. So when we pull the drawer, you see that? It has a mechanical connection there, so it will not come apart. So it makes it for a very, very strong drawer. Now it's time to cut the panel for the bottom. You could use just 1/4 inch plywood, and it will fit perfectly in that groove because that is a 1/4 inch groove. But I want to use a 1/2 inch plywood because I want this drawer to be very strong. So because I want to make this with a 1/2 inch plywood, which I cut it here to size, so I basically cut it as big as the opening of my inside of my drawer, and then I added a 1/2 inch for the length and the width, because it will go a 1/4 inch into the groove on each side. So I'm going to go to the table saw with the same setup, and I'm going to show you how we cut this 1/2 inch so it fits into the 1/4 inch groove. So in order to have this 1/2 inch panel fit into a 1/4 inch groove, I need to create a rabbet all around it so it will leave me with a 1/4 inch material on the edges. So what I'll be doing is I'll be running this board like this on all the sides and remove a 1/4 inch rabbet all around it. So let's do that right now. So now that we cut this 1/4 inch rabbet all around it, let's see how it fits into our drawer. And just like this, we got nice, strong, perfect drawer. Now, this is not glued yet, but it's going to make for a very, very nice drawer. Now, let's circle back to the way I told you to measure for the length and the width of your drawer. If we look at the sides go from one end of the drawer all the way to the other end. So the length you want to make, how deep you want to make your drawer, that's the measurement it was going to be. Now, when we're looking at the front and back of the drawer, you can see we have the material that we cut, but then we also have a 1/4 inch on each side that comes from the side pieces. So that's why we added a 1/2 inch, because a 1/4 with a 1/4 makes a 1/2 inch. So that's the 1/2 inch that I added to the front and the back, and then the 1 inch that is for the 2 slides. So 1.5 inches plus the drawer should be the opening of your cabinet. So here is the drawer and the clamps, and I added this corner clamp to keep it at 90 degrees. We make sure that our drawer stays square, and it's looking fantastic. Now I hope this was useful to you and you learned something new. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Skylar Ewing, and I'll see you in my next video.